Okay. So, why don't you go first, and then I'll ask my questions after that. How about that? Does that work? All right, go ahead.
So, I am Di Dutzen Rose. I'm the owner of the National Skateboard Review newspaper. It was a nationwide publication of grassroots skateboarding, published from 1976 to 1979. And it's an honor to be able to represent the individual skateboarders at the Smithsonian. Like all unknown skateboarders, I've always been in awe of the professionals, their skill and their talent and their lifestyle. And these stars, this is a young Stevie Caballero, are the ones that pushed us to try new things and push our skills. In 1976, I was a 20-something woman skateboarder who would downhill at La Costa after work with some friends. And I was in the right place at the right time as other friends were developing their product and their skills. Pretty soon, slalom cones showed up, and there was head-to-head racing, and I ran those races for 3 years. And that's where the manufacturers field tested their equipment that spawned the second generation of skateboarding in the 70s. What started out as how fast did I go last week, because I would keep records, soon became an open forum for race results, contests, exhibitions from all over the country.
And how did you keep those results? Was it like on a piece of paper?
It's in the newspaper. Yep. The builders of Carlsbad Skate Park and the manufacturers whose writers tested their equipment bought the advertising that kept the newspaper going for those 3 years. So that it was irregular. It was my full-time job. I was paid by skate parks, ABC Wide World of Sports, and even shopping malls to travel around the country and do skateboarding events. And it's always been my purpose to represent the individual skateboarder. So people would send in their race results and things like that. In '78, I got this letter from a young woman in Maryland, and it reads, "Dear Di, National Skateboard Review is the second best thing that has ever happened to me. The first is my boyfriend, but that's another story. You're really terrific." And this is the part that makes, I think, the newspaper important. The one thing all beginning photojournalists need is an outlet for their work. National Skateboard Review has provided that outlet. I am so grateful, she writes. There's a lot happening here in Maryland, and with the new skate park opening soon, there's going to be a lot more. I'll certainly try to keep you informed about what's going on. And that's from Carol McFadden, Aberdeen, Maryland, 1978. And this issue of Skateboarder magazine, they interviewed Charlie Ransom and Steve Evans, and the magazine just simply made a statement about their recent contest that said, "You never got any exposure from those races, did you?" And they answered, "Yes, we did. We got in the National Skateboard Review. Di Dutzen was really into us." And their career continued to go off the charts, and my admirations for them and our loyalty as friends has continued through all these years. I think the most important thing to me about the National Skateboard Review, because the magazine's focused on the professionals and sales, but those professionals fueled the passions of the individual skateboarding. And the review was always about the local skateboarder who was stuck in a town, going to school that the magazines would never visit. The magazine gives publicity for professionals, but the National Skateboard Review was a place to give encouragement to local skateboarders, individual sportsmen, individual athletes who would rather do skateboarding more than anything else, and that was just called encouragement. So it's in this exhibit that features innovations that change the culture of America. I'm so grateful that the neighborhood skateboarder gets a voice alongside all the ones we admire so. So thank you for including us in America's most prestigious historical institution, us who are the unknown skateboarders who will never stop skateboarding. And thank you.
Well, you're very welcome. Thank you. That was fantastic. So what specifically are you donating then today?
This newspaper was from 1976 to 1979. There's 36 issues, and the Smithsonian now has a copy of every single one.
That's awesome. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
So what was it like to be a female skater during the 60s and 70s?
I wasn't a professional competitor. I competed as an amateur, and I was just my own after-work downhiller at La Costa. And soon all the guys, I mean, everybody wanted to race head-to-head, and I'm an organized kind of person.
I see.
So I went, all right, I'll do it. And we said, and timing was with a stopwatch. I mean, I was at the bottom with the stopwatch, a flag at the top. I'd see the flag go down, start the stopwatch, and whoever crossed it, you know, the finish line first, and write it down by the end of the day. And the hot shots would put, you know, $1 in to race, and the winner takes
Yeah.
all, and then the fees went up to a big $3, and so then from there, then there was professional skateboard circuits. That's why I went to Akron, Ohio to do the ABC Wide World of Sports downhill event there. I worked the Kona Skate Park, and I worked the ARA racing circuit in Vail, Colorado, and the Long Beach World Championships, Hang Ten Championships. I was a judge at freestyle contests. So it just was in the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
Tracker Trucks was invented on my dining room table by Dave Dominy. And that became, you know, one of the first premier skateboard companies. So, like I said, I was in the right place at the right time.
Yeah,
a lot was going on, and there was no way I was going to stay home. It was way too fun.
Right. So, what is one of your most memorable skateboarding moments, or what's
When people learn, I ran those races every year, every Sunday for 3 years at La Costa. I think just the whole big picture, because we became like a family. There'd be picnics at the top, and watching little kids grow up, and the freestyler, you know, the Logans are working out on the top, and Laura's at the top, but Laura would run cones too. So it just became just this tight family. And then we started traveling together, and that brings out a whole nother level of intimacy and friendship and the devotion to each other. Because essentially, as people thought skateboarders were just rowdy people who were cutthroat, they really missed the part where, even in head-to-head, the top slalom racers in the country, Henry Hester, Bob Piercy, Bob Skolberg, and even Alva wins races. That guy could do anything. Always wanted each other to do better, advising each other on adjusting this and try these wheels, and did you change your bushings, and the camaraderie and the support to help everybody become the best that they could be was essential and continues today. I mean, the competition, yeah, somebody wants the grand purse.